I want to preach on people putting their trust in people rather than putting their trust in Jehovah. And people worshiping people and always looking to people, themselves included, to somehow get their satisfaction other than Jehovah. It's all a big joke, man looking to man rather than to God. It's gotten terrible. I remember being in a worship service one time where we were just worshiping the living God, and then all of a sudden, bam, the music stops, pastor gets on stage, says it's time for a baby dedication. All of a sudden, this massive congregation of people that was just starting to worship God and commune with God, now this tiny little baby is brought up into the center of the stage, with the parents, and the eyes of all the people are now focused on this tiny little baby, and all of a sudden it's like God just left our brains. Like, it's just like all people look at the little baby. Like, it is nonsense, okay? People are worshiping everything. Typically people will worship a human relationship or some created thing, something other than the invisible Jehovah God. Just terrible. It is better to trust in Jehovah than to put confidence in man. God has just been saying that to me over and 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 over again. And He's been revealing, it's just shocking how much we put trust in ourselves, how much we put trust in dumb little mortals. I cannot believe. It's just people, I need to say this. This is the truth. I need to say this. People really do suck compared to God. We suck compared to God. This is not getting preached anywhere. All over the place. It's like, you can do it. It's like, we have what it takes, Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Like, we can do it. Man, together, we can. It's like, no, you cannot. Man is so pathetic compared to God. No one loves you even close to the way Jesus does. When I spend time in the deep time in the personal presence of the Lord, I receive love and affection from Jesus Christ that would make the most romantic authors of humankind weep at how pure and how satisfying the love is between Jesus and me. And that's what He does for all people who seek Him. Jesus is the epitome of love. Jehovah God, the Trinity, is love sublime, beyond your wildest imaginations. The love of God. Just stop. I can't stand it. And then here's what happens when someone gets filled with the love of God and they're spending wonderful time with the Lord, then all of a sudden other people around them start trying to latch onto them. They're just like, I want to spend time with you. I just want to be around you. It's like, that is not the solution. The solution is for you yourself to get baptized in the love of God in your prayer closet. You yourself spend time with God. I see it everywhere, especially with young women. Young women are just full of human relationships. Just full of human relationships. Trying to get the affection they're craving, trying to get the tenderness they're craving, trying to get the eyeball time that they're craving. 1 hour with Jesus, alone, in private, will give you more satisfying love for your soul than 1,000 hours with any group of humans. Remember how pathetic man is. He is limited. He has nothing. There is no water in the well. There is no, especially a non-Christian, there is no water there. There is no water for the soul there. And then man, just in our worship services, we are not encouraging people to focus on God entirely and completely. There's too many worship services where it's still focusing on us and And then we have worship songs where it's all about the me expressing myself, and there's so many references back to the self in these songs that we're singing. I'm like, far better to have every worship song focus directly on God and get the people into prayer and get the people into direct communion with God and personal relationship with God, and encourage the listening to the voice of God and private meditation. And because man sucks compared to God. I love, like, God is pure love. Pure, overwhelming love. And He's rich. God owns everything. God has it all. God has it all. Man has nothing. And I see people, like, family, biological family is practically worshipped in North America. Practically worshipped. It's like, do you know why most people have kids? Because they're trying to fill the love void in their soul. They think to themselves, you know what? If I have kids, then I'll be loved. My kids will love me. And then, it's like they live for the kids, and then the kids grow up, and the kids are searching for the love that they're craving, and then the kids move on, and then the parents are like, it's all so just secondary compared to the love of God. And wow, I want to see, like, more prayer, and then more worship time that is completely 100% God-centric. Let all humans move out of the picture, please, please, please. Too many humans in the picture, too many people trying to take God's stage, too many people getting up with a microphone and just talking and look at me. It's so unsatisfying for everyone. Okay? Let us directly, with all that is within us, love God. Even when we get together, let us all directly. Some people spend all dumb week long doing this with other human beings. Then we get together on Sunday. God forbid that we should continue doing that. Everything within us should be completely focused on God. That's satisfaction, okay? So, I encourage you to invite the Lord to lavish love upon you in your private prayer closet while you're lying on your bed. Private room, guaranteed silence, guaranteed free from interruption. Lie on your bed and wait. It's called waiting on the Lord. You simply lie there and you wait. And you ask God to come and lavish His love upon you. And speak all those things over you, into your heart, into your mind, that you most need to hear right there. And you wait. And you just wait a long time, and you will be touched by God. And man, it's overwhelming. There's a book that hints on this subject, especially if you are a lady. It's called Jesus Calling. It's a 365-day devotional book, but it's kind of along these lines of intimacy with God, okay? Where you will hear the voice of Jesus expressing insane romance and love to you personally. Just quickly get this. This is not hard to get. Everyone knows it's the truth. Jesus and the Trinity at large, God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost, have to be the epitome of your wildest imaginations of total love and romance. In fact, they are beyond you. You are immortal, in the flesh. You imagine the most loving person in the universe and what they would say to you and what they would be like towards you. Well, God is even beyond that. And you will experience and hear incredible, overwhelming words from God while you lie in your bed in private that no human being on earth would ever dote upon you. Not even your spouse, not even close. Not anyone in this life would ever look at you the way God does. With the eyes that are chock full of love, completely fearless, totally full of love and acceptance and even amazement and adoration that He created you, and He is so completely pleased with His creation, even proud of His creation. And He looks at you with pure, total love. And He will use words to lavish upon you. Remember, words are king. He will use words. He will use words upon you that just overwhelm you. Okay? So, it's quite interesting to me. Did you know mankind could be far happier? We have all sorts of dumb holidays, I think, sometimes, compared to time with God. Like, we have all sorts of dumb holidays, you know. Why don't we have a day called Seeking God Day, where everyone spends the entire day in their private prayer closet just with God alone? Everyone on planet Earth would be far happier, God would be far happier, and we would just have this amazing revelation. Gee, I actually didn't need all those human beings in my life today. Quite remarkably, at the end of my day, I feel far happier. God feels far happier because I actually spent time with Him. And lo and behold, everyone on the planet is actually far happier. And lo and behold, we hardly spent any time with each other today. All we did was spend personal time with God today. And we're all far happier. And God is far happier. And what are we... Why have we been like worshiping human beings our whole life? It is the truth. Okay? It is childish for man to think, I have what it takes. We have what it takes. I am the satisfier of my wife. She doesn't need the love of God. You gotta be kidding me. You're a dumb mortal that is has less than 1/1,000,000th the love and purity and holiness and richness and affection and romance and words and poetic language that God has. You will never come within 1/1,000,000th of the love and the romance and the poeticness and the intimacy level that God has. God is capable of getting inside your flesh, inside your soul. Okay? And the Lord has been speaking to me. It's like even just physical touch. That is very much fleshly experience. The spirit, the soul, is a proximal thing. Okay? Lives in your gut. You can get close to someone and start feeling their soul without ever touching them. Physical touch is just kind of like, a fleshly end. But the spiritual life, spiritual proximity, spiritual relationship, I can get close to someone else in a room, my soul in my gut, my spirit can feel the state of their spirit. Okay? Well, when God comes close to you, when God God lives inside of you, that's the most amazing truth. When we spend, it's called seeking the Lord, waiting on the Lord, when we spend intentional, deliberate time in our prayer closet, we experience a love that no one in the flesh can muster. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, another little nugget for you, another gem. It seems to me that now that there are more than 6 billion people on the planet, and these 6 billion people are producing things and working with things, and they're all enamored by things, and they all have tons of idols. Now we have more idols and other things that you can choose other than God than ever before in the history of the world. Adam and Eve had it pretty easy. compared to us. Think about this. In terms of idolatry, and in terms of distractions, and in terms of all the other people. Now there's like 6 billion people on this planet. There seems to be this mindset in young people's eyes that there must be someone out there. There must be something out there. There's all these destinations, these buildings, these beautiful facades, romantic looking places, celebrity, all these different people. It's like, man, there's so much here in the created world now. There's so much has multiplied in God's creation. Surely I can just live in the material world and there's just that's where I'll find my satisfaction. And there's just idols everywhere. And yet God is still infinitely better than every created thing. He's still infinitely more loving. He's still infinitely more joyful. He's still infinitely more satisfying. He's still infinitely more intimate and pleasurable and satisfying to be with than all the created things in the universe. But the temptation now is we've got billions of people down here. We've got billions of inventions, billions of gadgets, billions of vacation opportunities, billions of you name it. But it's all secondary compared to intimacy with God. But I'm just saying there are more, it's almost like there are more opportunities for idolatry at this point in history than there were back in the Garden of Eden. Just because there's more people down here, and there's more stuff that's been worked on, and there's just more stuff, and there's an endless barrage, okay? So, pull away from it all. Be intentional to focus on God and spend time with God alone like never before in the history of the universe. You've got to come to that place where you just say, you know what? Man really does suck. As many of us as there are down here, as many of them as will ever work together, they still always suck compared to God. I love that. That's why prayer time and personal time with God, meditation time, listening to God, and seeking the personal presence of God, and worship time, just total vertical mindedness, total vertical alignment, total vertical channel is the most blessed thing ever. Okay? All of our churches should be this way. All of our gatherings should be this way. It's called like vertical church. It's like every time we get together, we should all be completely God focused. Let's talk to God. Let's get quiet. Let's listen for God. Let's hear what God is saying, so that everything in the whole meeting is always vertical. Like even when we do relate to each other, it's after we've, listened to the Lord, and you listen at the same time as I listen, and then we share what we're hearing from the Lord, and we always keep going back to the Lord, and we ask the Lord questions, and we wait for His answer, and we ask Him another question, and we wait, and we wait, and we worship, and it's always going back. Even if it's coming down, between us, we're always thinking about God, always vertical. If you want satisfaction, that's where it lies. So, hallelujah. I'm looking forward to an intense, deep, just personal time with God. Waiting upon Him, meditating upon Him, staying a long time in His presence, allowing Him to overwhelm my soul with love. Overwhelm my soul with His love. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it in all the universe.